Okay, this will be V15. We're going to add these decimals here, and we'll start off with the 0 point and 6, and we also have here 1.12. So when adding, the most important thing to do is making sure the decimals line up. Making sure the decimals line up is actually making sure that all your place values, because remember these are the ones, these are your tenths, your hundredths, and your thousandths and whatnot. So lining up the decimals is lining up place values. So now that my place values are lined up here, we can now add. And so 2 plus 6 gives me 8, and 1 plus 0 gives me 1. And then put your decimal here. And so your place values remain intact. Okay, and you should have a 1.8. Now, subtraction. Now, we're going to do the same thing, but I'll show you something new here. 0.6, and then the 1.2 starts off the same way. But when we do subtraction, subtraction demands that the larger number is on top. And as you can see here, the larger number is actually the 1.2, and it's not above. So I'm going to take the 0.6, and we're going to put it below here. So we're just going to move it here. Okay. And then we're going to ignore the old 0.2 and then do the subtraction from here. So when I subtract, I need to borrow from the 1 here and make that a 12. So I hope you guys can see the 12 here, and that goes to 0. And 6 from 12 leaves 6. My decimal comes down, and 0 from 0 leaves 0. So, and there's my subtraction. Okay. All right, next, multiplication. Multiplication, you see that this has 1 decimal place. Let's count those decimal places. There's 1 there and 1 there, so 1 there, 1 there. That means that our final answer is going to have 2 decimal places. So, let's multiply the 12 and the 6. Because we don't need the decimals anymore here because we know how many places we're going to have at the end. So we can take all the decimals off and just do regular multiplication. 6 times 2 is 12. Carry my 1. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 more makes 7. So that's 72. This 72 is going to have 2 decimal places. So let's create 2 decimal places. 1 and 2. And actually with 2 decimal places, this lets you know that this is in the hundredths. Okay, so the decimal places always tell you what kind of number you're dealing with, and this is 72 hundredths. Okay, now this right here is a 0.6 divided by a 1.2. Remember, you do a keep change flip, so we're going to do a flip here, and we're going to put the 1.2 here and the 0.6 there. Okay, you always flip it when you're doing division. Okay. Now, to make this a regular 12, we need to roll this number back once, and this makes it a 12. So how many times you go here, 1 time, 1 loop, you use the same loop here. So that means the decimal goes there. So let's rewrite it with all the decimals. So we have a 12, and we have a 6 here with the decimal there. All right, now let's start the process of division. Okay, now 12 goes into 6 0 times. Okay, so that doesn't work for us, so that's 0. Now, let's put another 0 here, and now we have 60. When you go through the 12 timetables, the 12 timetables are 12, 24, 36, 48, 60. So 60 is in the 12 timetables. You just have to multiply by 5. So 5 times 12 will give us our 60. And we subtract, we get 0. So the final answer is 0.5.